I mean, as seen, G2, they've already played this map so far in this group, and they've looked good while doing it.
Yeah, they really, really have. And that double AWP is something that's been helping them a hell of a lot. That said, this time you run into a very, very fearsome double AWP potential on the other side of things. And as we've been commenting on repeatedly with this Na'Vi squad, it seems like anyone can pick it up. It's not just limited to the realms of Simple on that secondary AWP. Him and Guardian even swap that back and forth. So this round, Nexa and Amanek donning the utility. They attempt to go toe-to-toe down through mid, and they decide that's a fight they would rather let slide. 3 players getting out for long from the G2 side. 2 smokes, enough to smoke off the cross if they wanted to go for this. That bomb is still sat all the way outside of B, though, on the back of Hunter. So this one feels like a fake from G2.
Yeah, and they've drawn the B rotates off immediately. No one's inside even that side of the map here. Na'Vi have fallen for this hook, line, and sinker. Simple, he's about to spot players on long. This will only confirm the fact that it is an A play, but it's not, Harry. That bomb's starting to move through tunnels. Flamey's got a kill, and now Na'Vi realize it's gone back. They're going to have to run in towards B, but they won't be there in time. The bomb will be able to cross past those doors. Will the plant be allowed, though? Electronic has an option to get aggressive if he wants, and he'll try, but not working out. And double kill from Kenny at the back of the site. He makes it a third. Simple coming in with one, dropping the bomb, but Boomich is now alone, and he's getting flanked from Cat. Nexa drops off. Kenny gets 4. That's a really nice fake from G2.
Yeah, and you totally understand why Na'Vi fall for that so much, right? They lose that long portion. The utility goes out. Now, they spot 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. They see so much utility raining in to that A site. And it's you know, it's a risky call from G2. You do kind of rely on Na'Vi just falling for that completely. But, I mean, that's such a huge commitment to throw all your utility into the fake. It does draw those rotations in. So now, force buy in for Na'Vi. Simple trying to challenge this player over in top mid, and Kenny tagging him even through the wall. That is Simple knocked out of this mid area. Cat control taken in the meantime by G2. Boomich looking to go aggressive towards these long doors, but Nexa is just lying in wait for this exact play.
Boomich not wanting to be the first man to move, though, here for Na'Vi. Just jiggling for info. G2 ready to execute upon this A site now from Catwalk, but you would typically want Nexa a little deeper than he is now. He's probably hearing these jumps. He knows that Boomich is nearby. Now the nade's going over for G2. Drop into CT potentially, but not Hunter. He's got the bomb. He needs to get rid of that if that wants to be the play. 4 Mac 10s here. G2 just trying to get info towards this A bomb site. Not a commitment yet. Playing with the fact that they hope Na'Vi get aggressive, and Flamey, he's caught out here. He's going to have to flick. Does survive, though. Important at that. 30 seconds. G2 are just going to have to commit towards A. They're up Catwalk. They leave that B bomb site. Na'Vi with 3 on the site as well to deal with this. This could get messy. Guardian's got the scout. Shots being missed. Boomich is dead, and Kenny's found a big opener as well. Na'Vi, there were a chance, but I think it's falling apart. Electronic, where has that come from? 2 kills from the site and 15 seconds to get rid of him as well. Amanek's up from Catwalk, and Electronic was not watching it. So while for a second that was thrown into disarray, G2 will be able to pull it back together.
They dodged that force spike that Na'Vi threw their way. And luckily so, right? They head into that round with 4 SMGs and a scout versus the double scout full Deeg armor buy.
Yeah.
Well, not full Deeg, but pistol armor buy from the Na'Vi side. And, you know, we've seen these pistol rounds get out of hand a hell of a lot. So the fact that you're able to get away with it, you're very, very happy now if you're G2. A chance to make some money in this round with all these Mac 10s. The Mac Daddies of G2 are in. And they should put them to pretty devastating effect in this round. Not really a chance for Na'Vi to get away with much.
B-side stack here for Na'Vi. G2 not going to be walking into it. That's a nice bit of damage. Simple's committed, and Hunter will finish him off. Deeg's not connecting. Now G2 just taking over the A site and cutting off rotations as they come through one by one. Guardian still here in middle. We'll get wrapped from the top of mid. It's a nice quick round from G2, keeping 5 alive. They have 5 MAC-10s, Harry. I want a B rush right now. That's the only thing I want. I want 5 players through the tunnels into B. I'm sure Na'Vi are going to read into that, right? They've seen his SMGs. They haven't seen a single AK in play. And, you know, now they've got to buy with Molotovs. So do G2 go for the obvious push here, or do they try and switch things up? Because that's the thing. If you don't go for a B rush, what the hell can you do with 5 MAC-10s? You're really going to have a trouble trying to take over these rifles. Long take here. They've got the smokes for it, but the AWP is here for Guardian.
Yeah, he doesn't have armor behind this, though. That could be a real vulnerability with all these MAC-10s charging his way. Also, important to note, no head armor on Boomich and Electronic, so there are definitely a couple of vulnerabilities here. A couple of ways that G2 could maybe find their way into this round with these 5 MAC-10s. Guardian offered that shot up, and he's not going to miss. Hunter already removed from the pit. G2, they were hoping they could have activated into this A site with that pit presence to draw some attention away and just keep the pressure on. Now with that getting removed, it looks like the cat play won't be coming through from G2, and it might just be back into that B site as he hinted towards at the start of the round.
But Simple is here in mid. He's going to get flashed in by Electronic. It's a great flash, but Simple, while he gets the info, he spots the bomb. He doesn't even take a kill. Only fires 1 bullet. Just retreats now as he expects his mid to B play to come through. Electronic through the smoke and drops the bomb. Kenny can try his best, but he's going to get sidelined by Electronic. And Amanek coming in late from Catwalk. Well, there's an AWP there. He's trying to figure out how he can get to it with just a Molotov. He's going to try and maybe use the smoke of the molly to drop and get that AWP, but instead he doubles back, knowing that this would be covered, and it is. 25 seconds. Trying to stall this out. You know Boomich is not leaving this position, and he's going to blow the AWP towards him. Smart play from Boomich, not letting Amanek get that weapon. Now he's going to look back and be like, where the hell's it gone? Surprise, surprise. And now he's going to save a MAC-10. He needs to die.
Yeah. Lucky enough, Flamey will deliver death swiftly. And sweetly, I guess.
Wow.
Bit of mercy to the Academy of G2. That's the thing, that was the bonus round. So GT didn't go into that expecting the most incredible results. Now we've got this buy. It features the AWP on Kenny, Kriegs, AKs on everybody else, and Boomich actually relegated down to an MP9 in this round. Flamey could have dropped over for him, but prioritized the utility, and that might be with good reason. He's over towards this B side of the map. That utility's gone in early. That stops G2 from taking any information peaks, also denies a fast play. And so it will be back towards his catwalk position. Guardian on the drop down, posted, ready for this peak.
Flash is good. Maybe a second off, not even milliseconds off, hitting that shot, and Jack's coming around the corner. G2 going to take Cat and put Guardian all the way back on long. He's watching the cross from the car. Pretty standard setup from Na'Vi, conceding middle. Simple's been spotting that from the doors, though. 3 on 8. G2 looking to go for this commitment on this side of the map. They've taken everyone out of mid and B. Forcing utility out, at least from Na'Vi on this defensive side, but now Kenny setting up a flashbang. We might see a player drop into CT. It's a go-to for G2. 35 seconds for them to get out, and once the smoke fades, we will see these Ts run the gauntlet.
Yeah, to do that, you got to get past Guardian and Electronic, and with both of them finding success in those opening fights, the trade not materializing for Kenny S. He's flashed off the angle. G2, they've slowed right down. They went to turn around, but A, that bomb has dropped out in the open. B, they've only got 14 seconds. They've got to commit to this one. And now it looks like that save call's come in from G2.
Oh.
Electronic might even be able to find them after time. This is not the most common save position ever. Thankfully, Na'Vi just back off and shows some mercy to the G2 squad. Don't want to risk throwing anything away of their own.
Yeah, they had no money, so it makes sense just to focus on your own economy, build it up. Maybe if they had some grenades, throw them towards Cat, but Electronic, he only snuck up to get the AK and just build Na'Vi's own funds. They know that they can win this game if they just focus on, well, their own game.
Important thing to remember, the other day when we saw G2 on this map, think about how often it came down to 2vx scenarios going their way when they were able to take that over the Wendigo squad.
Yeah. Sorry.
I do think, you know, they were very much reliant on individuals in that series over here on Dust. With Na'Vi now finding their footing nice and early on, if you're able to put a stop to G2's momentum from that last map nice and early, I think there's a good chance Na'Vi get a commanding start in this first half.
I think G2 are going to have harder times of winning these 2vx's as well. Na'Vi, their system is really good and they play off each other really well with these little duo setups. So yeah, it's not going to be as easy, but we'll have to see once G2 get stuck in those positions. Kenny getting out on long, but he gets tagged. Brutal leg shot coming through. X even low as well, getting up the catwalk. He ran right through a fully burnt Molotov to get to this position. Was it worth it? I don't know. You be the judge. He's on 28, so... Ooh. God, this is a beating. Na'Vi, they had barely seen anyone this round. They've got 3 players on 40 and lower. Heavy B-side setup as well because G2 have been quiet out towards long and Kenny has bailed from that position despite getting towards a dumpster at the start. He's gone back up Cat.
That's where Boomic's re-aggression is a nice thing to note. You know, he actually fell back towards the car when Kenny gets out. And now, with him back towards long, that's allowed Na'Vi to write off the possibility of this being a long play, at least for the time being. It's going to be another Cat push from G2. They love this. They have done... This has been their go-to strat every time we've seen them on Dust 2. And while it was enough to brave the other teams of this group, will it be enough to break down Na'Vi? Guardian back in the bomb site, and already that bomb is out in the open into the prying eyes of Guardian. Amanek getting that trade at least leaves this at even odds now for G2. That bomb plant can come in. They've got to clear this site, and they haven't seen anyone there. We know that the man who was over on A is Boomic, and he's still deep within long. He's been waiting for this peak to come in all round long, and it's not been offered to him. Now just joining the rest of his squad. Nexa has to come in to try and save the day here for G2. The teammates inside of the site have been deleted. Nexa now arriving on this flank. The bomb.
Wow.
I don't think it's planted for him, though, and that could be the undoing of G2 here. Nexa gets dropped. Molotov's gone in, but it's landed on the bomb. That denies the defuse for the time being. However, Electronic deals with Kenny before he's able to offer anything up, and that's Na'Vi solidifying the 3-3 scoreline.
God, very weird round on the retake there. Nexa, I don't know how he gets away with 2 kills. Fair enough. Na'Vi, I guess, not considering that position after, you know, he hides in long doors for so long. Boomic never heard nor saw a thing. And Nexa's molly almost wins in the round, but Na'Vi just played delayed. They don't give Kenny a kill with the AWP, and despite the cat plant, he's able to find nothing from that position. That was down to him to win the round on his own. Electronic with an off angle will secure it for Na'Vi, so 3-3. And the money is here for G2 just about. We've got an AWP on Kenny, everyone else struggling, or at least 2 of them with SMGs. G2 going towards long. Boomic is spotting from the corner, but he is alone. Gonna get in on blue. It's a good position, but for more than one, it can be difficult. He's got to hope that G2 overcommit and he can get a bit of a spray down. Timing is everything. Jax is checking at Boomic. Ooh. Nice little run boost up on short as well. That's how you dodge the AWP without having to use utility. Now Boomic has fallen off. Bad timing. Very unfortunate timing. He's got no info. Going back into the triple peak, and things are going to get hot and heavy here. Flashes back in from Guardian as well, and he'll go wide. Kenny misses that shot, and Boomic, he was probably heard getting in this corner. They're going to boost over him. They can kill him from above. Nex is going into that position. Deep flash. Won't actually commit. The spray is good from Boomic, killing Kenny. That's more than you can ask for considering he was trapped in that position.
And Guardian, he's been a menace time and time again inside of this A site. The run boost out from short. It's actually Nexa and Hunter coming up clutch now for G2. Simple throwing into an almost undoable clutch, and Hunter holds his own over towards Catwalk. G2 not ready to concede this lead to Na'Vi just yet.
G2, man, the Wensleydale Warriors. Absolute cheese in that round. How many run boosts do you need in a T side, Harry? They run boost past Guardian on Cat. They run boost past Guardian on Cat again. And they completely catch him out of position on the site. I love that round from G2. And Na'Vi just not really able to find any favorable fights. That's a nice cross shot from Kenny. Simple's got to fall off short as well. Or does he? He will tuck in behind the stairs. Surely this is going to be accounted for. Flash over, Jack's coming, and Simple with 1 damage, but not the second. At this point, you'll take it if you're Na'Vi, 4 on 4. And no one on A as well. Boomich just pushed all the way up, but Nexa, he's holding a tight angle, and he seems aware of this possibility. Electronic has left A to go back and watch middle. Na'Vi, they've been hoping for this B play all game long. They've been triple set up towards his site, multiple times, and G2 have not once gone B since the pistol. Do it, Kenny. Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
He's considering it as well. Kenny.
He's just waiting for a push. If only he knew.
Yeah, just left click. Come on. No. Why has he done that then? He was right there.
Wow, look at his timing. Nexus just fallen off.
Yeah, Nexus just grabbed that bomb as well and now could get caught. He was holding long for this push all around. Boomich, his timing here makes or breaks this, and there's the repeat from short. Hunter, his ears perk up for a moment and he hears that flank coming in. It's Guardian alone. Not able to deal with Amanek. G2 find that conversion up against the eco round from Na'Vi. They'll go 5-3 up, continuing to build upon this successful T side. No team thus far figuring out how to crack this G2 catwalk control. It was a problem yesterday. It's a problem again today now for Na'Vi. I'd love to see them throw Simple because he's got the AWP up into the boost over at Cat, and that looks to maybe be a decision. Instead, it's Electronic put up at this side of the map. Takes that Molotov to the neck and falls back into the drop-down position. Not ideal to have the rifle here. And he will just immediately concede his ground.
Yeah, G2 have had this whenever they want it, and they will go back for more pressure on Age, trying to get rid of this utility from Na'Vi. Bomb still holding onto middle in the form of Nexa. And Jack's going to get CT. Oh, no one's watching it. Boomich with his back turn. What a play from G2. They really set him up. And Jax has found 2. The long smoke as well. It's not for the cross. It's just to keep that AWP out of the picture. But Guardian here is on the site. He's got a man behind enemy lines, a man in the middle, down below. Guardian, he's got to nail these shots, but the first one not connecting. Flash going out, and Guardian's dead to the wolves. G2 looking like they have this round under lock and key. Simple's the only man left up here for Na'Vi, and he's found a frag, but that bomb's getting planted, and he can't even kill Kenny. Oh, so close to getting Jax as well, but Simple damage, no kills. 4 frags for Jax in that round as well.
And I mean, thinking back to Mirage, that comeback that Na'Vi almost had, we noted that, there were a few key players going very, very quiet, and it required Simple dropping 30 kills in that 30-round game to make it as close as it was. Here on Dust2, Simple's not gotten off to the same lights-out start. And this is where, throughout the rest of the Pro League thus far, we've been able to look to other players on the Na'Vi team to step up and fill those boots. Well, Boomich still having a pretty rough time of things. Nothing really falling into place yet over in the Na'Vi camp. We noted that these kind of slow starts, these slow builds into games have been common for Na'Vi. But I don't know, something feels a little bit different about this one. G2 still finding success with these catwalk plays. And there should be a 7th round looming. They should be about to extend this lead even further. Once again, no money for Na'Vi.
Absolutely nothing, Harry. Simple's got the Deeg in middle. That's all you're really hoping for. That smoke not going to fade though. Hunter should be able to get on Cat. Although he is taking his damn time, and now Simple has an opportunity to strike, but Hunter checks the corner. Will be G2 a man up. Bait set up on short. Electronic tucked. Hoping Guardian can pull the attention. As well as Boomich, who has successfully crossed into the corner. That's a kill, but a re-peek in. Guardian gets one. Hunter knows that Electronic's on this corner, and he will just spray and pray successfully. 3 kills. I never found much of praying, but Hunter is a big fan. And G2 with the 7th round, 4 players surviving as well. The money really rocketing out of control here for the Frenchman and co. I still want to call them Frenchmen, and I still will call them Frenchmen, even though there's only three of them, rather, Harry. You can't stop me.
Hey, man, you can say what you want. That's why you're wearing the headset.
Words are just noises anyway.
That's a good point as well. We aim to enlighten. And G2, I thought maybe we were going to see a change of pace, maybe a B play from them here. But surprise, surprise, I wonder what area they're going to contest.
Is it short?
It might be. It might be the catwalk. It just might be that same spot they've taken every single round. This time, though, Electronic primed and ready, or so he thinks. But Hunter, man, Hunter just feels it on Dust2. I don't know what it is, but so many highlight plays from this man on this map, both in this roster and extending back to rosters of old. He's always looked so at home on the realms of Dust2. And he's just terrifying to come up against. Catwalk control taken, and this is going to be that same cap play now from G2. Simple, trying to get into position to thwart this. He'll hide himself up on the boxes, tuck himself in as tight as he can.
Wow.
Are they going to check it? Uh-oh,
this is sick.
No one's checked for Simple. And now he pounces. Simple in with 2, denies the bomb plant, and at least makes this feel doable now for Na'Vi. Boomich over at long, dropping Nexa, and this could be a Na'Vi round. Amanex on the flank, but he's made noise, and Boomich, Guardian has heard him. Guardian is ready, and this leaves Kenny alone. AWP in hand, 17 points of health, and as he stands up, he goes into the crosshair of Boomich. Defuse will come in. A 4th round for Na'Vi. Simple's trigger discipline play there, worth its weight in gold.
And the reason that position is so sick, you never see it used. That's not going to be checked by G2. If you get up there and G2 are coming up the catwalk stairs, they're going to see you. You're super exposed. But because of that smoke that they throw on the short corner, by the time they already pass the smoke, you know, he's exposed from the stairs. By the time they walk past the smoke, they're looking at the site, Harry. They're focused on headshot. They're looking at ramp. They're caring about the long cross. This is the last position G2 are even considering. So a really smart way of getting around this cat play that G2 have gone for. Now, of course, I'm sure they'll be aware of it, but it gets Na'Vi around. It gets Na'Vi back on the board, and it will make G2 second guess going for that exact same play.
And that's the thing, Na'Vi being the first team thus far in the Pro League to really offer up much of a solution to what G2 have been doing over here on Catwalk. And it's the first time we've really seen this not work out for the G2 squad. So now the question becomes, what's the game plan on the back of this tactical pause? Do we see a change of pace, or do we see them go back to Catwalk and now being mindful of that position, being mindful of the things that Na'Vi are doing to counteract it? Maybe they just try rinse repeat the same strat, because you're not going to fall prey to that spot twice. And with 3 players just charging down mid, I mean, they're already in mid. They're here. Na'Vi, they are in your spawn. Oh my word, the pace from G2. They have not gone this fast all half long. Flash over, and it's brilliant. Electronic, they're all blind, but Amanek here to help out. Simple doing what he can, and what he can is a lot. There's the kills for Na'Vi. A fast counterplay as they clash down in middle. A 5th round on the board, and this is, I mean, I'm getting some flashbacks to that nuke second half from a few days ago. This is just turning into a brawl, and I love that.
That's exactly what Na'Vi want, though, right? A faster play where it's going to get hectic, where communication's going to be all over the place, and Na'Vi can just flash for each other and take aggressive fights. Simple and Electronic just dueling down middle from that B bomb site, and G2 so blind in middle. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Simple with 3. Flashes out mid. G2 only using it to get up the catwalk again. It's El Clasico here on the T side. Kenny going to support them with some utility. Jack's getting around, and no one here for Na'Vi to contest, not even on the corner this time. Whoa, Kenny coming very close to that kill. This stage should be nice. Bit of damage, take it. Smoke has a gap, Electronic should know it, and he's very, very close by it as well, expecting a closer peek. Getting flashed in by his teammate. Aminek's blind, that's a great flash. Electronic got him in the corner, and he does take that kill. Na'Vi forcing engagements in a big way. Boomich has even found one on long. He's pinned in the corner though, has to fight to his death, and that he shall. Next with the trade, coming up long, but Guardian sits on the site with the orb, and he's dropped the bomb. Trade is back for Kenny, and this is all over the place. 2 on 4. Electronic having to deal with his cat play, but Hunter second guesses.
Hunter somehow winning that out. I don't know how. Takes 99 points of damage. Oh, almost able to deal with Flamey. And once again, you've asked Kenny to clutch. He's given us a little nod towards the catwalk. He knew that Simple was there. And now, just Flamey takes the Glock out, tries to hide. Kenny does not need to take this fight, and he knows it. He'll back away. That bomb is planted out in the open. No Molotov or anything on Flamey to force this peek from Kenny.
Why the Glock? He must have been calmed that he's low, but Flamey's on 36 HP. That's, oh my! Kenny gets away with it. I really, really was confused at that decision, but it works out wonderfully, knowing that he was tagged up. But I mean, even on 35 points of health, that's enough to get the job done.
Yeah, that's 35 shots required with the Glock, right? So, ballsy decision from Kenny, but it pays off. I love that he gave us the shake towards short to let us know, like, I know that there's a guy here. He's in tune with the game. G2 scraping by with an 8th round, narrowly so. This is certainly delivering on the promise of being hectic, being a brawl. We're approaching the latter stages of this first half now. Na'Vi, they've done a stellar job to recover from what was looking like a bit of a beating at one point in time. But this buy here does not inspire confidence. Double AWP between Guardian and Simple. MP9 on Electronic. Deagles for the rest. They've got to put these AWPs to good use, and they try the mid-peak. Kenny immediately shut down. So now Na'Vi sat a man up. They get Electronic down into the lower tunnels, and Kenny wouldn't have been able to spot this as a result of that kill coming in. Somehow Jax has bailed them out of that situation, and Nex has even found Simple. Boomich. Oh, he is playing with fire over in T-Spawn.
Jack's got wallbang too. He's on 5 HP, and G2 just going to creep up catwalk. Na'Vi can't stop them, but Boomich, he can stop Nexa. Not ready for this angle. Free AK-47 for the retake now. It might not even come down to a post plant. Aminek needs to make it happen on his own. Drop into CT, and he's just rumbled Guardian. If he doesn't make too much noise, he can cross towards B. Even though he has made noise, Guardian can't stop him. The tag through the smoke. 4 HP for Aminek. He has to stick this plant. He needs the money for G2 for that last round of the half.
4 HP in a dream. Guardian's got to come in and try finish the job that he started. They've got a smoke and a kit for that defuse. Aminek hidden at the back of the bomb site. Even though he's got a Molotov, he doesn't want to use it, doesn't want to give his position up. He spots the first. Boomich there for the immediate trade. And Na'Vi, they find that force buy round with nothing more than those 2 AWPs and an MP9. They've been able to secure a 7th.
Just quickly, boys, the last 3 rounds coming in have looked like brawls towards the end, but it's actually been the coaches hedging here. We've seen a 3-man stack come out from Na'Vi, which was successful, and then the response from that from Malik and his crew was to go fast long, knowing they'd conditioned that short position time and time again. So these last string of rounds here have really been the coaches chiming in and putting us in this kind of position.
I love that we've got Chad here to come in with some of these points.
Hot takes.
Exactly, the Birchall's buttons, I think, as they were dubbed. Here's the trades back and forth down in mid. They'll take the 1-for-1 in this round if you're G2. Boomich just getting to the car. I'm not sure if he was spotted getting here. There's Molotovs on Nexa to get him out of this position. Will they decide to throw one in? They haven't really had to deal with a car player yet. Lumich tagged. I think that's coming in from short. And yeah, Hunter has him dead to rights, saving his team's life as they still didn't seem too aware as to the presence of that man there. A run boost to get Nexa up and over. Oh, that's not the run boost you wanted though. That was just a run. There was no boost. And now it's Kenny alone in the clutch. Guardian holds the line. And these AWPs are coming in clutch for either side. That round, Guardian with his makes it so. And Na'Vi, they do recover this first half. This third map in this series is set to go the distance. We're almost neck and neck. You do not want to miss this map. We'll be back with the second half after a quick break, so don't go anywhere.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man is the one. You build your walls, faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt. Go!
Eight-7 at the halftime. G2 leading by a pinch in Dust2. This is the third map of the series. Both these teams picking up their own choices coming into this best of three, but now on Dust2, we are right down the middle, Harry, exactly how we predicted with how this series has gone so far.
Yeah, it does not get closer than this. 8-7 on the half. These Betway odds still tilting in favor of Na'Vi. G2 leading by 1 round. Not enough to encourage the wonderful folks over at Betway to feel the belief in this majority French squad. Simple out through long. Gets his foothold nice and early. G2 stacking 2 players over on the car. Xbox smoke is in. And that at least allows the players to cross onto the catwalk. They spot Simple over at long, and they fed him 1 kill. Oh no! Simple, hungry for even more. What more can he manage though? Nexa in the bomb site gets mollied out. He's got to take all these fights, and even though he finds damage, it's not the kills. Hunter, no armor behind this utility, so his aim getting punched to the sky. And his Simple will shut him down. Na'Vi tie this one up 8-8, locking that pistol round in.
I think Simple's happy to be on the T side now, Harry. He is just running and gunning his way to a victory. 3 kills in that pistol. What a threat, what a dangerous player. We saw him come alive back in that second half of Mirage, which G2 just picked up 16-14. If he did miss that, that was a 15-7 lead to G2. Na'Vi able to eventually claw back to 14, but fell in round number 30. Simple had 30 kills, 30 plus kills as well. So very warmed up. And lots of rifles in round number 2. That's a great... Okay, Guardian. Hello. Welcome back to the T side. Oh, another trade up on top mid. Hunter grabs a MAC-10, small constellation. He's being wrapped from lower as well. Guardian, more and more damage every second. Where the hell can Hunter even go from here? There's a player who's walked through B. Simple's walked through B. He's now in CT spawn. And it's an aim map. It's a death match right now for Na'Vi, and they're winning all the fights. Just Jack's left alive. Bomb plant will come in for Na'Vi, and that will guarantee the round.
Bomb has been planted.
And they're hunting him. They don't even want to let him take this Deegan armor into the next round. Oh, I mean, there's no surviving this. You're trapped from either side. Jack, 16 points of health. Getting wrapped, and he's just got to pick an angle and stick on it. He looks away from long as Simple emerges. That's a cracking Deeg. And Jax, I mean, he's not been shy of big Deeg flicks throughout these games. Sadly, it's only the one for him there. Not enough to stay alive, but he at least stripped the rifle away from Na'Vi in his dying breath.
I like how there are 2 players long doors, and they just throw a molly. They're like, nah, we don't want it. Simple can just have the kill. He'll just wrap long, sneaking up. He's now on the scout as well, to be honest. I want Guardian back on that, hitting those door shots. Maybe not, because Simple can do it as well. Hunter's down low. It's a USP round here for G2, so lots of free control afforded to Na'Vi. They get out long. Electronic holding tunnels, Simple in suicide. And he can't see these rotations back off mid because the smoke is down, but it just faded, so now's a chance. And a re-smoke will allow these CTs to get back towards A if they do so, please. That they do. But Na'Vi have given back long. So unfortunate rotation for G2 because Na'Vi are about to walk into this B bomb site, and G2 just had a 5-man stack here. That's got to hurt. That's a bitter pill to swallow.
Just how it goes sometimes. They've decided wrongly.
It do be like that.
It do. And yeah, no hope for these USPs. I mean, they're just going to hide together, huddle up to stay warm throughout these harsh, harsh winters that Na'Vi are bringing to the warm old realms of Dust2. And Hugo, how many kills do you reckon Simple got? Well, the answer was 3. We don't have to wait long to find out. I like that. It's a bit of a guessing game. Next up, God, he's just relentlessly hiding. Problem is, now they know, and when they know, they know. And Guardian will deliver the 10th to Na'Vi.
Excellently put, Harry.
Yeah.
They do know when they know. Na'Vi looking good on the T side, but we've yet to see this, this AWP, the buy round for G2. That's all waiting in the wings coming up now, so can Kenny put a stop to this? 15 kills from Simple to stop the save. That's a filthy spray transfer as well. No survivors here for G2. Guardian's still on the scout, but the AWP is out for Kenny. No armor behind it. He is going to be up on Catwalk, boosted up for a fast play. Boomich is out long, and the flashes are so good. G2 is so blind, and Boomich gets away with a kill. Jax does retreat safely towards the CT spawn, so no one can stop him there, but Kenny getting aggressive on Catwalk drops a player in lower. G2 backing into a 4-on-4, and with the health advantage. Look at Amanek.
Oh, God. Well, Electronics looking at Amanek as well, as we do.
Ooh.
Guardian from down in the pit. They set the scout up there, and it actually bests the AWP of Kenny. Now the pressure is really on for G2. In this 4-on-4, they had a player in A. They had 2 more players towards short and CT, and you felt fine with Amanek being in those tunnels. But now he's seen a player outside of B. Guardian just removed Kenny from the pit. G2, they're looking for information. They're looking for any sort of clue as to where this play might come in, because the only thing they can do at this point is try and play around what little they know, and they'll start to hedge their bets. In doing so, Guardian gets out from long. Or maybe even a double. He's right on him, but somehow Hunter actually wins that engagement. Slows the pace down again for Na'Vi.
Yeah, Guardian maybe should have just taken the gap he had, the opportunity to cross to the site, because that would have been more valuable. Now G2 have A, and Hunter's here with 30 seconds. You know, there's a chance this can go wrong for Na'Vi, although it shouldn't. But with Boomich low, anything is possible. 20 seconds. Hunter realizes he can just stop this bomb, but he doesn't get back to the site in time, and Boomich is up on long. That could have been a chance here for the CT side, or now it's just Amanek saving. So Na'Vi will be able to win this 11th round. And Electronic, he might even go on a bit of a hunt.
Bomb has been planted.
Also, Na'Vi are very, very happy about that A play for 2 reasons. A, they win the round from it, and B, they got to retrieve that AWP from Kenny's body over there. So they come into this round with a scout, they get that free upgrade, and they even hunt down Amanek. They don't let him take anything into this follow-up round. Likely just going to be the partial investment from G2. They're going to have to try and upset this one with the pistol armor.
Running out of opportunities though, Harry. They will have another buy round after this, with hopefully some armor behind Kenny, maybe even 2 AWPs. Flamey getting out long fast. No one here to stop him. I like that set smoke from G2. If Na'Vi want to still contest for long, they have to push out in front of it, and no one wants to do that on their own, so they swap positions.
It's also great because it's not uncommon to see a player push out really, really quickly, and so if that smoke falls, you can isolate one of those fights, right? So they have those flashbangs just ready and waiting to make that happen. And they'll be happy with what they get instead. They get to hold on to the flashbangs, they get to keep them in play, and they get the information that there's no one at long. That smoke's missed. It was blocked by one of the Na'Vi guys, but it might not matter. Simple beheading Jax. Nexa here with the 5-7. And in amongst all this chaos, Kenny getting to put those flashbangs to good use. At least gets 1 kill for the G2 squad. Now they know he's over towards long, and Electronic will make quick work of him. Hunter and Amanek, 2 versus 4. They would have taken anything, but they find nothing. 12-8, 4 rounds the difference, and a tactical pause called in for G2.
And another 3K from Simple. It feels like every round Na'Vi win, Simple's just getting multi-kills. And, you know, fair enough. If that's just what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. Just runs up Cat. He's already done this before versus the Pistols, and he will not complain. 12 rounds. Second last pause coming out from G2, and you can see down there at the bottom, head over to twitter.com/ESLCS and you can vote on your Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Play. It's got a long name and we got lots of clips behind it, so go over there, vote for the best play you've seen in this matchup so far, and Chad will break that down on the telestrator later on. May as well shout out to #ClipItChad as well. If you are liking what you're seeing and you want a round broken down specifically, tweet at Chad. Use the #ClipItChad and he will get that done for you post-game. And we may be nearing the post-game, Harry, if G2 can't put a round on the CT side. It's been flawless so far from Na'Vi. They have not stopped since that pistol. Double AWP is in there. That's what we've been waiting for, and both of them armored. But Electronic gives so much room in mid, and Simple, because he's pressuring the B site here, that gives room in mid. No one's watching it for G2. It's being covered from the A site by Kenny as he looks into CT. But other than that, this is just completely open business. Na'Vi, if they throw down a mid to B smoke, they can just take over this B site like that.
Instead, they smoke off B, they leave CT open, and they give Guardian a platform to look over toward the crossroads. Nobody here for G2. Nexa now taking up position in CT. Guardian just missing the timing on that. And potentially could even rotate towards the B site. He smokes off mid and looks curious. He's now here, available for a fast rotation. Amanek on this secondary AWP. He's been looking good for G2 on it. We need to see that kind of make a return now more than ever. He's getting pressured. Nexa's actually left CT as well as Electronic comes out from short. So all the pressure falls onto Hunter's shoulders here. These rotations are so far away. And with him falling at the first hurdle, there is no chance at a retake here for G2. Electronic is in the back line, complicating matters even further. And Jackson, Kenny, they've just got to save.
What an excellent round for Na'Vi. G2 are not convinced by that mid to B play, and the reason being is that reposition from Nexa, like you mentioned. He goes into CT, he gets flashed into middle, he checks it out, he goes mid's empty. So Na'Vi aren't going for a mid to B despite showing players there earlier, and that's because Na'Vi were back in the tunnels, set up and ready to go for the B rush. G2 getting handled by misinformation, and you know, obviously I'm sure they were still somewhat scared of the B play there, but you can't over-rotate. You've got two players inside of the site, you've just got to hope they hit their shots, and Amanek goes down immediately. Hunter only gets one from the car, so Na'Vi just trading their way into B, and a nice slower approach to that rifle round for Na'Vi, but it's still going to be a 13th taken. The double AWP provides nothing. Kenny is completely avoided in that round. And he could have had a fight to Guardian. There was a point where he was on ramp holding towards CT, but the issue is without deep long control, you don't want to commit to that for too long. So 13-8. Half buy around these save guns here for G2. Neither of them on the B-bomb site though. Both these guns up on A, specifically taking long here, assuming Na'Vi will go for a take, but that's not the case. Deep utility will keep Na'Vi out of this position. Kenny, he needs to find a pick. He needs to be put in a position to succeed. But right now, on that long smoke, and Na'Vi is completely giving it up. They're walking down mid. They've got simple pressuring B once again. That little smoke from Electronic, I love it. It pugs itself in the corner there and gives you an advantage to cross up on the catwalk and even fight mid. Nexa is going to get smoked off, and no teammate to flash him out. He's blind. He's got to go back inside of that one. Boomich is out in mid now. Hunter spotting for this mid to be play. It's very clear that what Na'Vi are doing, but G2 can't put up a fight to it. They haven't got the guns. Amanek securing an AK-47 with that tunnels push, and Kenny's come through the smoke to drop a bomb in middle, but still, Na'Vi know this player is here, and they should be able to get him. They do. Kenny stuck in spawn, and he is the last man alive, not going anywhere but to the graveyard as Flamey pins in this position.
And Kenny's just left with the only option to hide. He holds on to the AWP at the very, very least, but G2, after an 8-7 half, yet to put up a round on the CT side. They've at least got another buy left in the tank, and it's going to be helped by holding this AWP on Kenny. Allows for that double AWP to come out. He might even get a couple of players exiting from the bomb site here. Ooh.
Don't mess this one up, buddy.
Whoa.
Double scope, man. Oh, no!
No, Kenny! Ah!
The bomb's going to kill him.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Double scope. Why?
Oh, dear.
Double scope.
Oh, no.
That's when you know the game is over, Harry. When Kenny does that, that's when you know this is lost.
It's one of the worst things because it almost was like the longer you line that up for, the less of an opposite. Like, you know, you can feel it.
He just wanted to stall it, right? The reason he doesn't take the kill is because he's assuming Na'Vi have players nearby. If he shoots immediately, he might get traded. If he delays that shot until the end of the round, then there's more chance of him surviving, but he lets him go too far, Harry. You never let him go too far. Take it while you got it.
Such a shame for Kenny, and what a way to lose that AWP. He's at least been able to purchase one straight back up into this round, but now that presents a couple of limitations to G2. The lack of head armor does not matter. It's the utility that they're lacking over on this CT side. Kenny set up with his AWP over towards Zong, and he's got support from Jax. Na'Vi looking to take this side of the map by force. Flashbang lined up by Guardian. Kenny, not blind, allowed to now fall off of the angle, and he's got Na'Vi's attention. This has made Jax's position over in the pit that much more valuable, as now they've got this crossfire set up.
Finally, a start for G2. They have been lacking these man advantages. Finally, Kenny is able to succeed. Will flash his teammate out on long here. Nexa going in, but nothing here to be received from Na'Vi. They're going back towards this B-bomb side. Might be a mid-to-B play as well. Simple's already in and out. Smokes it down on both sides as well. Denies the AWP and window an angle to work with in Simple. He is just walked in through this smoke. What a ballsy play. They've gone back up catwalk. They're going to go for an A play after all. Simple trying to activate now. Through the smoke he goes. Electronic steals the kill away before he can. And Guardians found Kenny at the back of the site. Further angle from the box. He has the advantage. And on the slow peak, Na'Vi secured themselves a 3-on-3.
And Simple's position here, I think he was spotted by Nexa just before he goes down, so that's calmed, but it slowed this CT push back in, and he'll get the information that there's players now over in CT.
Oh.
Hunter on the angle, and Guardian left to clutch, at least deals with the pest in CT. Jax gone ahead of the Molotov over at short. Amanek on the rotation up through ramp. They've got to time this, they've got to go together, and Amanek does it all solo. Defuse comes in, G2 narrowly keeping themselves afloat, deny map and series point to Na'Vi. For those of you who are just tuning in, it's 1-1 in the series right now. Both the teams picking up their maps, and it's all on the line. It's all to play for. A spot at the Pro League finals in Odense is on the line in this best of three. The winner takes it.
Na'Vi, I mean, they clawed back a huge comeback on that previous map and fell apart. Well, now they are looking ready, more ready than ever, rather. Tactical pause coming out from them, not wanting to get ahead of themselves as G2 seemingly did back on Mirage, but 14-9, they've got a good bit of a buffer to work with. That play from Simple almost working out. I like the idea, though, therefore, Na'Vi, right? They give up Cat, they go for what looks like a mid to B. It keeps the two players inside of the B site for the retake there, but luckily enough, G2 are fast enough to get out of B once the bomb is down to win the round. Amanek dealing with Guardian on the site after one. Here it is, 14-9. Can the comeback continue? Double orbs here for G2. Guardian's taking his down mid for the smoke shot. Not going to connect though. Xbox smoke down for Na'Vi, but they're setting up towards B with lots of players. Double flash out long for Electronic. He's trying to fake this, and he's got lots of players dedicated. Rotate in for Hunter. He's going to be here in time. Amanek avoiding the smoke, going around the edge, and he's got himself a kill.
Now just falling back into the extremities of the site. Hunter here to try and save the day, but he's instantly dealt with. And now Disaster strikes this B site. Kenny's in rotation. Nexa's in rotation.
Oh.
Amanek holding the line, but things heat up a little too much for him. Tag through the wall from Kenny. He gets away with that damage. Surely not going to finish off Flamey. And this is where that Molotov, these nades that G2 still have, can come into their own in this post plant. They're the things that are going to require to turn this round back around, try and force some of these fights from Na'Vi. This wrap from Jax allows the free kill onto Guardian. And now the man advantage back in favor of G2. Kenny doesn't even see Simple, but he strikes him from the tally, and Nexa finishes the job. G2 10-14. Starting to find some success now. They chain together too. Their first 2 rounds of this second half.
Yeah, exactly. Guardian misses the timing massively there. Very unfortunate in the tunnels. He has a flank coming in through T-spawn and he checks it, but right as that CT was so close to the wall that he wasn't seen, Jax gets away with a kill. The retake is on. Kenny just coming alive since he lost that AWP as well. In the CT spawn when he died to the bottom. Double scope. But at least we have them going forward now for G2. Couple of orbs once again. Na'Vi not keen on going for another B play. Don't want to throw away one of these few opportunities they have. Their money is still decent. They don't have to worry just yet. But that's going to start to bleed out by the time that G2 get to 14, if that does happen. Great timing from Kenny. Guardian was running down mid with his knife out. Simple's getting mollied in the tunnel. Has to dedicate a smoke to keep himself alive. But even then, how's he going to cross out when 2 players are spamming that smoke? Hunter takes him down. 5-on-3 here for G2. First man advantage, or heavy man advantage we've seen before Na'Vi have even gone into an execute. And now they're going to have to try not to get executed as they set up smokes on short and try and do what G2 did best.
Yeah, can they out G2? G2, Na'Vi. They molly Nexter out, and he's got to run through a lot of Molotovs there to safety. He just perishes in the flames. At least Kenny is here to save the day. Boomich! Oh, he's come alive. He's just going through this smoke and picking fights. Jax is gone as well! And Boomich, now just one man left to find. It's Amanek over from that B site. Boomich has got to ace this to get map and series point for Na'Vi. Bomb's not planted for sure. He'll start to reposition over towards Gandalf. Amanek gonna go for the jump peek, and Boomich sees him! There's the ace! And Boomich! It's Boomich on the board! 15 rounds for Na'Vi. He gets it. Oh, what a performance there!
You know what you just sounded like, Harry? Boom! Headshot! That dude. That's exactly what you sound like.
Oh, what a round. What a way for Na'Vi to reach match series finals point, rather. And my word, look at that from him. Just clinical stuff.
And think back to that Mirage game, right? He was struggling so much. He was like 7-20 at one point in that game. And we were saying, you know, this is unlike Boomich. He's always so good. He's always so consistent. Well, having one rough round, one rough map, and it has brought him back here in Dust2, an ace to grab 15 to secure at least overtime. But Na'Vi don't want that. They want the win here and now, and Hunter might give it to them. Tunnels push with the AWP. Electronic. Stone cold on the other side, not budging an inch. Hunter will have to be the one to move him further away from the angle. The flash is in. Hunter going for it. Electronic spots it, but he's too late with the molly in his hand. Hunter gets away with a frag, and G2 kick off 5-on-4.
Yeah, they got to try and dig themselves out of the depths somehow, and they think the Hunter on this secondary AWP might be able to deliver it. Over into mid he creeps. Looking for these players over on the catwalk, and Simple just might offer himself up. Hunter gifted that kill on a silver platter. G2 trying to keep the comeback dream alive here. Na'Vi, it's back to the catwalk play. They were able to find success from their hero here last round. Can they do it again?
30 seconds, they've got to go. They've got to move fast. Kenny's waiting for the flashbang so he can turn around. There's one in CT. Boomich is getting closer, and he's already gone. Flick shot to the face. Kenny looking for more, but he's going to get tagged off the angle. Down to 5, but still alive. And Na'Vi got to go, but into the SMG, into the meat grinder. Nexter is churning them up on the site. G2 with another one, and that comes with no cost, with no fee. Flawless for G2, all 5 alive. And that double AWP dragged forward for yet another round.
It's still a little while to go until that comeback feels realistic, but they've taken the first few steps in the right direction. Keeping it flawless, as you say, removes any economic woes from the G2 side in this round. They've got all the utility they need. Double AWP back in. Na'Vi already with 2 players down the catwalk. This pace, this speed in this round could completely catch G2 off guard. There's no one in the site. Instead, they've got to hold this from the crossroads, and Boomich has gotten down into CT.
I don't know if Hunter saw that. He shot at CT, but I don't know if he's got the full information. G2 need to be aware of the possibility at this point. They can't help but be. Smoke on the door. G2 scared of this mid to be play, and that's exactly what's coming through for Na'Vi. No one in the tunnels. Simple only now going to make up that position, but Jax is wrapping the T-spawn. He's going to be in for the retake. Kenny's taking the advantage. Now the B play coming through. They need to watch out for Electronic above. He's not checked the site. He's not checked Amanek, and he'll die. Flamey with the trade, but it's coming at a cost. 1-on-4 here. Flamey alone inside of the site, and he cannot get even a second to recompose. Hunter's already through the window, and what a rancid round that was from G2. Immediate flank out long through the T-spawn. They were so ready for that mid to B play, and a couple of players from Na'Vi just not checking spots. This is happening here, Harry. This is not a one game. This is not a grand final spot for Na'Vi just yet. They are being put to the test.
I love that. I love that they're getting put to the test. I want an overtime out of this. I just want this game to keep going. I normally hate Dust2, but this is great. This is a brawl.
The double scope. I guess it favors Amanek a little more than Kenny.
Tactical pause for Na'Vi. They're feeling the pressure now. 3 rounds between them and G2. They're getting ever closer to this comeback. The heroics, the ace of Boomich to get them to match in series point might not be enough to put them over the line. The money's run out for Na'Vi. And so if all goes as planned, this should be a 13th round for G2.
Na'Vi will at least get out long here, but G2, that's only because they're giving it away. Corner smoke, Jax waiting for a repeak, and it will never come. Molly to get in Dumpster, that's very good, but Simple, oh, Simple gets domed through the smoke. Trade is there, but that's a gun given over to Na'Vi, and that's just not what you want to do when they've got pistols. Don't give them more to work with. Nexus trying to hold on to it. Na'Vi don't have long enough arms. Re-aggression from G2 just to contain and control this part of the map. Nexa watching for Cat. Kenny hits a shot and Nexa follows up. It's going to be a trade onto Kenny, but only down to Guardian alone, and he's only got a Glock. So another round for G2. They deal with the pistols, couple of casualties, but no real problem here. And Na'Vi still by the skin of their teeth holding on to this game. One more round for them to find, and they've got 2 to do it in. Oh dear, what do you do here? This is not a good buy. They won't have the AWP. Simple's going to have an AK armor. That's it. They're going to go for it. Simple questioning this decision, and he's going to go for the utility as well, trying to set his team up. Top of the entire team.
Man, maybe it wasn't Zeus who was the guy putting Simple off of these guns. Simple is just... He plays for the team, even when he is the team.
No, take it back, Harry. It's just been swapped.
Never mind. He's like, Guardian, come here,
Give
bro.
it here. He's like, but I don't even have an AWP. Exactly. Give it here.
Okay, well, I like the decision to go for the buy. They know if they get a bomb plant, at the very, very least, they have an investment in this next round. So they've gone for it here. Instead of partially investing, they go for the B play. They're hoping they can find a bomb plant. They need that if they want to salvage this one from overtime as a very, very bare minimum. Hunter, the secret third man inside of the site, gets mopped up very, very quickly. And now Amanek, hidden in this smoke. He's not a magician. He's not disappeared. He's still there. And Flamey deletes him. This might all fall apart for G2. It's Jax. 1 versus 3 needed. He's got to go above and beyond, and Simple has offered up some damage. He's retrieved a couple of flashbangs from his deceased teammates down in mid. They've lent him a helping hand from beyond the grave, but this feels impossible. Jax peeking in, first man down. He finds Flamey. Surely this is where he gets put to an end. Guardian inside of the site, still full HP, and he'll shut down the last man. Na'Vi, they take the series 2-1. Dust2 goes the distance, and G2 certainly put